like a worm in the storm. A hungry hunger inside of me. I can't be reborn. I'm a monster, spreading hate, stealing time. I'm a monster, laying base when it's cloudy. Oh, pilgrim inside of me. Tell me, what's my remedy? I'm a fraud, call me lion. A true psychopath, don't love me. I win your loss, take your trust. Yeah, that's me.
Going out to all the upstarts, rabble-rousers, change-makers, and those who are just here for a revolution. You are tuned in to WNLR, Neon Lights Roleplay, for another episode of The World Within You, our bass-boosted, spray-paint-splattered take on Voidheart Symphony by Minerva McJanda. And we, for the next few hours, are going to flip like shadows between the urban playgrounds and nightmare mindscapes contained within, well, any major city in North America. If you enjoy Persona, Psychonauts, or seeing the wicked bend before the uncompromising ideals of the young, superglue that dial right where it is. Before the main event, be aware that Voidheart Symphony and the story that we are about to tell will be one that meditates on the very real evils, great and small, that people subject each other to. While our players have safety tools and a place and mic in the booth, if you're catching our show over the airwaves, know ahead of time that we might touch on difficult topics. Listener discretion is advised. If you ever feel uncomfortable, you can cut the feed and jam to something that soothes your soul, hopefully rejoining us and our renegades a little bit later. For this episode in specific, we may cover policing underage people, gentrification and redlining, homelessness, misogyny, racism, and exploitation of sex workers. Blech. Now, I've prattled on for long enough, and I have a digital studio absolutely bursting with talent, so I'm going to turn it over to them for a moment, and I want each of you to answer tonight. What was the experience that your character had that took you from Play-Doh Playmobil conception of police to a more nuanced one?
For us or for the characters?
For the characters.
Okay.
From the what conception of police?
I'm trying to think of this very specific toy, but like, you know how kids play with like little cop toys? Alongside the construction worker, the doctor, and all that other shit. When was the point that your character realized that like the way that propaganda towards children talks about police is not really the whole story? So, let's start that one off with Tate.
Well, hello Twitch and hello Internet. My name is Tate Washburn, and today I am playing Jordan Karsten, the Harlequin, who is mostly about to spaz out, probably. Like, he's not in a great place in the middle of this fight that we're starting. As far as his views on police and the moment he realized it wasn't as simple as he was taught, I think it's probably like 2 or 3 moves ago. He's somewhere just like in the Midwest, and at this particular school, he'd become great friends with a lot of like Latino students. It was probably in the like right next to the border, somewhere in Texas, Arizona. And just realizing that's like, oh yeah, the resource officer at our junior high just is treating them very different than me for no reason. Probably was a bit of an eye-opener for him of like, maybe they're not as honest and direct as you would think.
All
Yeah, I think
right.
that's it.
Yeah, a good answer. Let's slide on down to one Scott Reiser, also known as Landy Dan.
That's me. Hey, I'm Landon Dan, and tonight I'm playing Scott Reiser, the Watcher. Local musician, by day, and I don't know, suave, paper bird wielder by Void. And Scott's first experience with challenging the common portrayal of police was probably early on when he was starting to play shows, where he would see some people just sitting around outside the bar, in the back of the bar, clearly who had nowhere else to go but were just minding their own business, and would see police come on up to them and basically just either tell them to clear out or just like hassle them for no good reason, even when the owner of the venue was totally fine with it. And I can never put my finger on why, but that just never sat well with Scott. They weren't hurting anyone or anything.
All right, we're gonna slide across the way to Michelle.
Hello, it's me, Michelle, aka Sushi, aka our local cat. By the way, Sushi's pronouns today are she, her, so please respect those pronouns. Or Sushi will very genuinely attempt to claw someone's eyes out. Maybe not yours, but somebody's. Somebody's. But on the other hand, asking about, I guess when did Sushi realize Sushi ever really understood the play Joe conception of police?
Fair.
I don't know if that's a thing that they really. That's not something they grew up with.
I mean, Sushi never played with Play-Doh either, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, probably not.
Unless you count
One
trying
of
to
your
eat
years.
them.
Maybe then the question for Sushi is, when did you first recognize the power dynamic between police and civilians?
Ooh. Okay. I think this goes back to I think street alleyways. And I think the first time Sushi sort of realized this was just hiding under a garbage can and just watching as non-uniform people sort of they smelled a little bit scared. And maybe a lot more scared, especially in a dark, dank alleyway. And seeing it and just smelling it sort of intensify whenever somebody in a uniform passed by.
Yeah. Okay. And then, finally, Leona Maple. It's all you.
Hello, my name is Leona. You can find me all over the internet at the Leona Maple. I am playing Neela, she, her, stars, our provider playbook. Caretaker of all of the things. Neela's never trusted the police. Her parents have raised her to know that that's not a good idea. And, you as a child get that imagery in, childhood TV shows and books and stuff of oh yeah, when something is wrong, you go to the police. Neela's parents kind of sat her down from the jump and were just so maybe not, And so she's always been kind of aware, always been kind of wary. Her childhood naivety meant that she kind of was like, didn't believe them at first, but especially as she grew older, she was like, no, I see why my parents said this. You know, it doesn't take long for a girl living in a very POC neighborhood to put two and two together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. And let me introduce myself. Last, definitely least among such a star-studded
Oh
cast.
shit.
I am Legendary Vermin. I am your game maestro this evening. I am the one running everything on the airwaves, playing all the people who aren't these fine folks, and generally just keeping things moving. Ugh. Oh. Sorry, gotta realign my brain. I'm Legendary Vermin. I do all that stuff, and I think it's time to start the world within you. Sorry that my brain skipped like a broken record. We find ourselves on the Arid Station, and our good friends have just in one moment defeated the multi-faced entourage, the enforcer known as the Boys, only to in the next moment find themselves face to face with a second enforcer. And not just face to face with a second enforcer, but on the back foot already. Jovan passed out. Neela breaking through their connection, Star's connection to the world and embracing the void. While I believe Jordan was really feeling the last hit that he took. And with that, I think it's time to pick up right there. Neela has just been dragged 20, 30 feet by the robotic like lasso hand of the blue. You're not completely like hogtied, but you are tied enough that you can't move like further away from them without effort. Your arms are still able to move, but you're kind of like caught around the middle, and maybe you have like an elbow pinned down. Where is everybody else in this moment?
I'm
think
struggling to
Sushi is-
remember how I got. Oh, you go. Sorry.
Oh, well, I think Sushi was definitely still, because Sushi hasn't really done anything, but besides like observing from like the rooftops of this hastily built bazaar. So that's where Sushi was.
I think so, yeah. So you're on top of some of the stalls in the bazaar?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you like close to the like big hat figure sitting on top of a dog size or a horse sized dog? Not a dog sized horse, a horse sized dog.
I guess the question is, how close did the blue get to the bazaar? Because I think
On the edge.
on the edge. Then I think Sushi was more closer to the middle, about ready to start distract. Like or closer to where Jovan was, wherever that
Okay.
was.
What about Scott and Jordan?
I'm trying to remember exactly how I got hit. I want to say I got knocked backwards.
I forget whether
Into
it was the
something.
mob that did that or whether or not you got lasered. I think Jovan was the one that got lasered though.
Yeah.
I think you got knocked over by the mob.
Okay. Yeah, then I think Jordan is probably standing up, still kind of in the middle of that, and I have thoughts on what to do about that. That's maybe not right now. First, wait. Where's our other guy?
Where's the Watcher?
Huh.
Who watches?
So if I remember right, I think that Scott was actually trying to use the diversion that they were causing at the end of the last episode to actually escape, like they intended us to. But upon seeing Neela get captured or lassoed, Scott is going to send some of his drone birds after her to try and cut the rope or slice through the rope to free her.
Okay. So I think that qualifies as a support move. Yeah. That sounds like a stand with me to me.
Okay.
What are you doing to cut those ropes? Is it doing your birds from a distance?
Yeah. So the birds are like they're not necessarily bladed, but they are sharp. So
Yeah.
like I can try and use them to cut through things
Yeah.
that are not like, stone, but a rope is probably doable.
They can do little scratches on stuff like paper can.
Yeah. Where the fuck is Stan? And just make sure I don't have. That go through?
I will tell you momentarily.
Does not quite have-
I'm not seeing yet.
Yeah. Not seeing
Nope,
it
not
yet.
yet.
Huh, I clicked the thing. Oh, fucking yes, regular rolls.
Oh
fuck.
no!
Oh no.
Okay. So you try to manipulate your swarm of birds towards Neela, but what ends up happening is as you're making that attempt, you end up getting sidetracked by the mob that is still kind of out for blood on you all. They kind of come at you from all angles, and your kind of line of sight to Neela is interrupted as they descend on you. Yeah. What do you do?
I guess I'm the watcher, so I'll try and get to a spot where I can get eyes back on her and the guy pulling her.
Also,
How are you?
Because you.
Hmm?
I was just gonna say, because you missed, don't forget to mark world, I believe.
Mhm.
Because you failed to roll, so you get to mark the thing. Sorry, please
Yes.
continue.
Experience on failed rolls. Thank you for the reminder. How are you trying to get away from them? Because they're like on you. They're closing
jeez.
in menacingly.
Okay. Well, Scott. All right, so Scott is going to try and basically like just release a cloud of birds and basically just pull like a magician's like disappearing act
Nice.
and just
Okay.
like use them to obscure myself while I get away.
Okay, go ahead and dodge.
Ah, jeez.
Do I keep asking you to do the low number rolls?
Yes, you do.
Sorry, not sorry.
So that is a 6, which is still a miss.
Okay, they they end up overwhelming you for the moment, and you take some hits. I think this is a good time for you to take a condition.
Okay.
What do you think Scott's feeling in this moment?
I think given that I'm largely faced with a literal, like, angry mob and seemingly unable to do anything about it, I think overwhelmed might
Cool.
be appropriate.
All right.
Then I have a thought on what Jordan might do if I understand my situation correctly. Because I am currently in the middle of a mob that doesn't like me, yeah?
Yeah, you're in the middle of a mob that doesn't like you. Your friend got yoinked away, and they are attempting to beat the stuffing out of you.
So, what I would like to do, and I'm not exactly sure which move this would be, but effectively use the press of bodies to swap my bright red hologram jacket onto someone else. Try and use that to get away. In the middle of this tangle of people not liking me.
Okay.
And then try and use that to get away and actually get to a place where I can help. Probably Neela first.
Okay. If you... I'm not going to make you roll to do that because you're expending some resource to do it. You do the hologram jacket swap, and everybody's like, "Get the jacket!"
Yeah.
It works. It's convincing. You have a moment to try and help Neela. What are you doing to offer that assistance?
This lasso, is it actually rope or is it like a energy projection?
Yeah, it's
Does it have like gears and like solid cable so it's not like a knot maybe? I don't know.
It's not quite hard light, not quite entirely nana.
Is it solidly Metal Gear?
Nanomachine
Are there
stun.
nanites then?
There's nano machines, my friend, but there's also hard light. Like it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
It does
Liquidly
this.
Metal
It does
Gear.
this thing where like as it shoots out, you can see there's like a nanomachine core that adds strength to it. But then those like nanomachines like puff out a small area of light around them, hard light.
I don't like that. Don't know why. Neela's like, ooh, I don't think I like that.
Then I think the plan is to... If it seems like there's maybe a spot near Neela that I can disrupt this, like, probably with my sword, but like, if it seems like there's a weak point closer to her, then great. But if
sounds
not,
like
then I'm gonna have to get right up to the blues. I'm trying to get her free of this rope.
so. I think what you're describing to me sounds like wind it up. You're looking for a weak point in this rope so that you can kind of dispose of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... At least it's trying to get someone free, and I feel like that might be...
Are you trying to like find a way to destroy the rope, or are you just like working on a way to disable it enough that Neela can get out?
It's more about getting Neela out than it is disrupting
Okay,
the rope
great.
permanently as a weapon.
Yeah. So how do you do that?
Well,
Describe the action that you take to disrupt
yeah,
it.
because I'm imagining from what you're describing that basically the point at the end where it becomes a whole lasso, like around the target, probably the easiest to disrupt unless there's like an obvious like emitter central bit in his hand.
Sure.
And so the idea is instead of making the sword like a whole sword, because right now it's just like around Jordan's right hand, he just grabs it, like, and this blade becomes like a circular, almost little blender thing. That's wide here and then comes down narrow, and I'm trying to drag it along this and strip the nanomachines down to nothing next to the point to make it so they can't emit anything. I'm peeling the nanomachine part of this rope.
Okay, great.
Concentric circle peeler. Just...
Cool. Go ahead and roll stand with me.
stand with me. Great. I have disadvantage at this, but let's go.
I'm sure it will go well.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, definitely. That's a go well. Well, I'm going to re-roll and expend a lucky charm because I need this to work.
What lucky charm are you expending? and what
It's
does
one of
that
my
look like?
gears. One of my gear is a lucky charm.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
was
yeah.
like a little. It was like a little bird symbol, if I remember what I said last time. That was actually drawn by Jazz, my little sister.
And
Like, she
how
drew the
does
image
it
and now to
expend to save your bacon?
I think that Jordan was not prepared for these nanomachines are actually like going forward and backward along the whole thing, and his like rope peeler almost gets yanked out of his hand.
Yeah, he
there's
gets
so
like
much
dragged
force.
into it.
And then the little metal charm actually, as he is knocked forward, flies forward and goes into the top of the funnel that I've made, and has like jammed in it, and it pauses the rope momentarily and gives me a second shot at this.
Okay.
As it's shredded to tiny pieces by both the shredder and the rope. Something tells me I still roll with disadvantage, or do I just roll normal expending this? I don't know.
So I don't think that's how you get rid of yeah.
Yeah, it's just roll again. It's just
Roll
re-roll.
again. Yeah, it's a re-roll.
Mother
Oh.
damn.
Make sure you mark those 2 XPs.
Yay! Well, you really gave it your best shot. But as you
Mhm.
said, your like thing that is tying onto the rope actually just
Mhm.
pulls you in, and you find yourself like spun in a couple yards of this stuff.
Mhm.
So you and Neela are now both in the rope.
Say, well, whoops.
Nelia's gonna start screaming at everyone to get away.
I don't think that Jordan can very easily get away.
No, I know, but like
The other two.
she's seeing everybody trying, and she's like, "This isn't working. Everybody get away! Like, you know, like it's okay. Like, leave me here. She got this. She's got a plan, but you know, she's gonna let Sushi go first, though."
What have you got, Sushi?
I think what Sushi's doing is still perched up, like on the roof, hasn't quite been noticed yet by either the mob or the blue, I imagine, since they haven't really done anything. And I think what Sushi's doing is sort of observing this strange human on a, what is this, a horse dog thing?
Horse-sized dog, yeah.
Horse-sized
The horse
dog?
that smells worse to you.
Oh,
Horse.
gross. Like honestly, you just see Sushi recoil a bit after she takes a sniff.
Can you
Ooh.
take face?
Ooh.
A little tongue out and everything.
Meh,
Yeah.
meh. And I think Sushi is going to, like, tail sort of lashing behind them. They're going to look at the lasso a bit like it's a tangled ball of yarn,
Uh-oh.
and try to see if there's some, like, she's flexing her claws right now, and I think she's gonna try to see if there's some way she can sort of. I'm gonna say it. This is line it up, right? But she's gonna try to
Yeah.
see if there's some sort of like weak point in this lasso.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a line it up.
How does a weak hit sound?
A weak hit sounds like a hit to me. On a 7 and 9, you gotta pick 2. The foe sends an attack your way. The opening only lasts a few moments. The foe sees you, get fleeting disadvantage on strike.
I think it makes sense that this is an opening that only lasts for a few moments because we have 2 people who are currently entangled with it, and they're also moving a lot.
Okay. And are you seen? Or are you attacked?
Hmm. I think Sushi is. Yeah, I think Sushi's seen.
What noise gives you away?
Sushi's flexing her claws, sort of like getting, like almost crouching down, looking ready to pounce. But what she doesn't realize is that that scratch is against this really, like it's against this like rusted metal roof, and you just sort of hear this scraping, echoing sound. Like, have you ever heard like cat nails on like on a rusted steel plate? Like incredibly uncomfortable, like crawls up your spine kind of sound.
Feel it,
That.
feel it.
Yeah. Graphic. Okay. So, you hear from the blue. New life form detected. Doris, take up defensive stance. And the horse-sized dog moves into, like, keep an eye on you as they pad sideways.
Oh, this makes so much sense. Cats and dogs. Oh
Oh
dear.
my god.
Classic film.
Sushi hates this already.
Okay, it's Mila's turn.
Yeah. There is now an opening on the blue. Out of curiosity, Michelle, what is it that you spotted that can be exploited?
Ooh. I think what Sushi sees is sort of it's a bit of a precise point. You said it's made out of nanomachine with nanomachines.
You can kind of watch as those nanomachines sort of like run forward and backwards along the length of this. So
Okay.
it's constantly in this like kinetic motion, both
Ooh.
traveling towards whatever it's binding and coming back from it.
Ooh, I have an idea. So when you spin yarn, right? If you have a bit of a small weakness in the thread, right, as you spin it, a bit like you can, like the length could be mostly fine, but if you tear it across the force, or tear it across lengthwise, you might end up just straight up ripping the yarn in half because it's a little bit weak. But like it requires some torque to it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I was trying.
Yeah, well, it's exactly what you were trying to do, but like there's like a small weak link in the nanomachines. Basically, they're the way that they're running. It's like they're, if you just diagonally went across. Maybe.
Okay. The opening is open. Neela, you said you might want to do something.
Yeah, because Mila is just pure blind rage, if you recall, from the end of last episode, and like even her voice had changed, like the way she spoke and everything. And no, hell no, like now her friends are in danger, like they're struggling to save her, and she's not here for that. You said one of her elbows is pinned, but the other one isn't, right?
Correct.
Her glaive is still with her.
Yeah.
If I have an opening and I can see that there's a gap in that nanomachine thing, she is going to rage and strike at it.
That sounds like taking advantage of an opening with direct force.
Yeah.
Please roll plus swords.
Plus swords it is.
This works. I have a flavor to give.
No! Oh. Unbelievable. I mark world or void? World, right?
World, I think, is what I'm avoiding.
Yeah,
Okay.
world.
Oh my god. Oh, what is
dice.
happening to us today?
The dice
This
don't
is
like
great. The two of you are dragged closer and closer until you are slung onto the back of Doris. Doris, take us home. And the dog, kind of keeping an eye on Sushi the whole time, is backing up until it's butts in an alley. The two of you are kind of still not like hogtied, but you're kind of thrown over the butt. Like, I mean, if you've seen somebody play Red Dead Redemption, like a bounty who's been hogtied. Yeah. And the blue's trying to make off with the two of you.
I would like to use a shadow move.
Tell me what it
as-
is.
We're getting just thrown over. He's like not spending the time to tie us up in any particular way. He's just like they're tangled up enough.
Yeah, not
Right.
not at the moment.
Yeah.
Does have
then
that
I'm
being
going.
done.
Yeah. But Jordan's gonna look right at him, even if he can't get his eye. And just you're gonna want to tie us up, and I'm gonna use. And next you'll say when you tell an opponent what they'll do next. Mark void and make them pick. Do exactly what you predicted, or stumble, hesitate, or flinch. If they do what you predicted, show how they played into your hands and gain advantage on strength.
I'm so sorry. I knew you were gonna pull nonsense like this, and unfortunately, this is the enforcer who has an anti-Jordan button.
No.
The blue has the quality blind eyes, sharp ears, which lets them ignore flashy distractions.
Wow.
It
All
doesn't
right.
react. That's all that happened. Just
Yeah.
damn.
It's just
Okay,
like ears
okay,
forward, not like turning to acknowledge you at all.
Do I still spend the void? Or do I
Don't
still
spend the
mark
void. Don't spend the void.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm not here to punish you. But I did put
No, I
that
think this
in
is
as
funny
like
and interesting. Yeah.
a little
Okay,
texture.
so there's an anti-Jordan button, but is there an anti-Neela button? Because Neela has Mama Bear when you put your whole body into feet of strength my void to lift and carry any weight. And I
Are
think
you
the
just
feat
gonna
of
pick up
strength
the
here.
dog?
Including
the
the weight
vein of
of a
strength
horse-sized dog.
No. The feat of strength here is going to be to grab Jordan and just like roll off the creature, like to just fucking get out of there. Like grab Jordan, roll and move. You know, like the feat of strength is busting out of the thing and just getting out. I don't know though.
I'm trying to think, because like you could get off, but
Yeah.
I also think that like that still doesn't unlasso you.
Hmm.
Getting off the horse still means that like if they bolt, you're coming.
Yeah. So it is more important to unlasso us. Well, I mean, the
I would
fact that he
argue, yeah, that it is
Yeah.
more important to get the lasso off of you in this instance. In
Would
the
I be able
fiction.
to use the feat of strength to like rip the lasso?
I would say for yourself, definitely.
Okay.
You
Okay.
could free yourself from the lasso for the cost of a void point, is what that sounds like to me.
Yeah. At least that gets us somewhere, you know?
Mhm.
Especially because he isn't paying much attention. He's just kind of dealt with us haphazardly and like has not bothered to let Neela, like, has not clearly restrained Neela appropriately. So she's like, no, I'm not taking this. Like, I'm gonna fight this the whole way. So yeah, if you're cool with that, Game Maestro, I'm gonna mark a point of void and I'm gonna rip this lasso with my bare hands.
The section around you sparks and stutters and kind of falls to pieces. It does not free Jordan, because the rope past you kind of reforms down, and then, you know, it's nano machines. They kind of back once they came. But yeah, you are free to move.
In that case, now that I'm free, I am gonna try to I'm gonna try to pressure again, and this time to try and like break Jordan out.
Okay. You're attacking them to get.
Yeah, I'm attacking the rope again because with my glaive probably because I want to get Jordan out. Like I'm out, I want to get Jordan out so we can all get the hell out of here. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
makes
Go
sense.
ahead. Roll plus
Okay.
swords.
My goodness, it's me.
Today. Well, you're getting a lot of world
Today is not a
XP.
day.
You're
It's
getting-
just
getting
one
lots
of
of
those
value.
days.
Points. Cool.
Ugh.
Unfortunately, another lasso shoots out, and it's going to grab Jovan, reel them
Oh my
in.
God.
Oh no.
And then Doris, the dog horse, is gonna make moves, make tracks, get out of here.
Huh.
Is the
Now-
enforcer aware that I have broken free?
Huh? Oh yeah.
Is the enforcer? He's aware that I've broken free, but he doesn't care.
He's just taking it. Yeah.
Two people bagged is better than no people bagged.
Okay. Did we still have that opening, or was that expended with the
It was
trident?
fleeting, so it was expended.
Got it. Okay.
Now, I want to ask for a clarification.
Absolutely.
The enforcer has a no flashy distractions. Does that extend to his dog?
I would say that the dog is extremely well trained, and is moving basically at the blue's discretion only.
Okay. I would also suppose that there's not like a method for me to dodge now that I'm already tangled up, unless that would somehow get me out.
Yeah, the danger is no longer incoming.
All right.
I'm
Well,
just
when you know
taking
my-
you to the lockup. What's the problem?
Yeah, definitely nothing ever happened on the way to or in police custody. Mm-hmm.
Play with an open hand here. I'm not gonna do additional damage to you on the way there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cops in this world are bad, but they're not that bad. They're not straight up evil.
We're not playing real life people.
This is
yet.
a fantasy campaign, after all.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me justify that in the fiction of the world here. You're unfortunately under the whims of Adam Cook, and Adam Cook believes that the cops are potentially this incorruptible source of blind justice, and the blue is absolutely a manifestation of that in specific. So you can't do things to the blue that you would normally be able to do. Like, there's no bribing them. They'll be rough with you, but like completely fair. Which is, as we know, not how police behave. But it is how the blue behaves, because they are this.
So they're a bit
They're
closer
this
to
thing
the
that doesn't
Playmobil
exist.
version.
Yeah. A manifestation of his beliefs about what police are.
Final clarification: this lasso thing is still attached to the blue or to the dog?
To the blue.
All right. Well, if I'm remotely close to where it attaches to him, I would like to justify that my Quicksilver Rapier being flexible means that I can still unspool it and try and use it to like unlatch that from his body, even though my right arm is just like fully entangled in this rope. Since flexible is like getting around
Yeah,
defenses.
that sounds like pressure.
Sounds good. Exactly.
Oh, Neela, you pressured before, and there's a retaliation on you that I owe you. I think here, what conditions do you not have marked right now?
I do not have. The only condition I have marked is angry. Everything else is open.
Do you think you're cowed, overwhelmed, or insecure right now?
I'm cowed.
Great. Mark it.
Yeah.
Tate, go ahead and roll that swords.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. Thankfully, I am not at a disadvantage here. Seriously? 2?
Oh,
How many ones are we
I'm rolling
rolling
quickly,
today?
From the beginning of today. Scott Reiser rolls a 5. Scott Reiser rolls a 6. Jordan Karsten rolls a 5. Jordan Karsten rolls a 4. Sushi rolls an 8. Neela rolls a 5. Neela rolls a 3. Jordan Karsten rolls a 2.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
This is not
6. There's 6 ones today across all of the rolls.
Wowzer Bowser. That's bad. And so is this. Jordan, once you are a fair distance from your friends, the blue does see this coming and like basically like dump you and Jovan off the horse, hop down, retie you in a more thorough way. I want you to mark 2 conditions.
And this is not something I can attempt to dodge?
No,
Yeah,
not with a
just
2.
check. Yeah. 2 conditions. Well, I feel like cowed and angry are good.
I think that's fair. That's a fair pair.
And although I do want to say, yes, so I held 1 from getting a condition in this fight last session, which is an ability I have. I can hold 1 for every condition I get. I now have 2 more, which I have 3. So for the Vagabond, I can spend 1 to reveal a weakness. I can spend 3 to fully create an opening. So I would like to do that and spend all 3. The idea being that as he attempts to tie me up, the Quicksilver Rapier attempts to tie his wrists up to me.
Okay. Yeah, spend that hold.
That's all of them. That's all I got. One of you guys really gotta...
No,
really
they're
gotta
not
take
there.
So I have the opening.
Yeah, you have the opening. You are with Jovan. And now the blue is like standing over you, wrists tied together, and you have a shot to do something. But like, it's now or never.
Yeah, I think Mila's chasing after, but I don't think she's close enough.
I don't think you're dog horse fast, unfortunately.
No.
Then,
Also, I'm trying to split you up because I think that'll be interesting.
Okay, fair enough.
Well,
I'm just saying that's what she would do. But
make
yeah,
your
we're
opening.
it's being split up.
It's good. I like it. But yeah, that's the direction I'm trying to lead this in.
Then perhaps this only applies to me and Jovan, but I think the bit is that, and I'm willing to basically temporarily lose my weapon until we dive again, I guess, to say that I just shift my wrists out of this tie, like I lose a glove and I lose the actual like rapier to do this, to then grab Jovan and run and just flee using this opening. And it is not, they get it like the rest of the team does, just me and Joe are fleeing using this opening as much as possible. And if I don't have a weapon for the rest of this dive, then that's, I think what I
Yeah,
gotta
that's fair.
do.
I
Yeah.
like that.
So there's this moment of tied up. He's tied up and like, we'll see ya. Just like left a whole glove and the sword just around him. Grabs your phone and
So I'm gonna ask you to do one other thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you? What's your goal in movement?
The goal is generally find a nook, cranny, or sharp, tight turn where maybe the blue can keep coming after me, but definitely his dog cannot.
Cool.
And just
This
break
sounds
eye
like a
contact
fine-
hide.
This sounds like a fine shelter.
Yeah, I am not gonna be good at that, I don't think. Oh, no, I am. Perfect. And I don't think any condition gives me disadvantage at this. So, yeah. Seriously. Dear
Ladies and
no.
gentlemen, viewers at
God in
home of the
heaven.
non-binary persuasion, we got a 5.
What is happening?
A 1 and a 3.
At least we
God.
don't get disadvantage on Travel the Labyrinth next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. What you do get, you ever like duck out of the way of like a teacher or something, or the cops, I don't know your life. And then you're like, "Oh, thank goodness they missed me." And then there's like another authority figure like right there. And you
Standing right behind you.
Yeah. It's kind of like you ran, you dove into a building, you're like, "Oh, okay, I'm safe."
Carrying another
Oh,
person,
shit.
by the way.
This is the lobby of the police station.
I'm a genius. Oh no.
That's
Uh-huh.
one number 7, by the way.
So I hate to do this to you. Your shelter is fleeting or deception. You're plunged into danger before you can rest. I'm gonna go ahead and take GM authorial control for a second.
Mhm.
In this moment, with Jovan being more or less dead weight, there's no good way out of this. As the blue rounds the corner behind you slowly, and you realize that a bunch of the robot cops are here, you have basically no choice but to give yourself up, so that you can take an opportunity down the road. Does that sound fair?
Yeah. I think there's like a pithy line of just, see, I told you you were going the wrong way. This is definitely where you meant to drop me off. To the blue behind me. Just, it's not convincing anyone. Just a line.
We hear the sounds of struggle, and the next time we see you, you're in a Star Wars style, like, detention room with Jovan. As for the rest of you, you lost your buddy to the blue. What are you doing now? I'm gonna say that the mob kind of dies down as 2 of you get dragged off. And I'm going to also establish for the moment that like you can't immediately follow the blue to the headquarters. Like you're not hot on their heels. They lost you at some point.
Do we know where the headquarters is?
I'm gonna say just for the sake of geography, you probably don't. You could find out. There are ways of doing that, but you don't know it. It's one of those things of like it's just going to be an ordinary looking structure here, but you could find it out. I'm not gonna like make that hard.
And we've safely gotten away for the most part, right? Like the
Yeah,
mob died down and we just kind of booked it out of there.
you're back in exploration mode. You're no longer in confrontation mode.
Mhm.
Maybe it's because I just got done playing like Wrath and Glory last week. But is there a way I could anything I could do to make a kind of like narrative declaration?
What do you want to
I.e.,
do?
like, I want to say that I stuck a bird onto either Jovan or Jordan, and basically can use it to like track where they are, or like could use it to lead us to them if we needed to.
Tell me what you have in terms of like gear and void moves, shadow moves, whatever
Okay.
those are called. Is
so
there anything
shadow
that
moves-
gives you that for free?
Shadow moves, I have one. I have Eyes on the Inside, which is you can mark void to perceive the intangible and immaterial, auras, thoughts, hearts. When you use the sight to guide your words, roll plus coins instead of plus cups on reach out or strike.
Okay.
I have Detailed Notebook, which is expand for fleeting advantage on sea clear. I also have Smoke Bombs, which is disappear from sight, which I didn't get a chance to use when we were running away from the mob because everyone else was like, "Hey, look at me! Look at me!"
What? Look at me.
We're so good at protecting each other.
Now,
We're very protected.
it does feel like the sea clear could be useful, at least to give you advantage at finding us, just reading it.
Yeah,
Well,
I was
I
gonna
was
say sea clear
thinking
makes
of-
sense here because you can use that to also kind of encompass the process of looking for the police station, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you don't do a
Okay.
sea clear, it's what I'm gonna do. So go for it if that's what you
I'll
feel
do
like
a
doing.
second.
Hell yeah.
And get advantage, so maybe we will roll something higher than 2 1s.
Well, at least I have a good stat that I'm using this time. Advantage. Oh, look at that! A
Hey!
not fail.
Wicked.
So
Oh.
8. Yeah, wicked.
Yay! Okay, on sea clear. On a 7 to 9, you can ask one of the following questions. Which exit takes me to my goal, or which route takes me to my goal? What there is valuable? What can the enemies there do? And what should I be on the lookout for?
Okay. Well, right now we're just trying to. We need. I mean, the first thing we need to know is where they are. So I'm gonna say which route takes me to my goal.
Okay. So, you consult your notes. You look at I imagine like one of the things that Scott potentially does, or his notebook does for him, is take notes on like the layout of the city. And you realize that the way that the city is constructed around its sort of central turning zone is that there is this kind of like checkerboard spider web of places where there's higher and lower police robot activity. And you kind of map it out, and you realize that one of these spots is central to all the other nodes. You follow it, you get close, and then when you all sort of arrive outside, you can see that there is basically a city block size structure. It is rimmed with cameras. There are shops that are trying to share some of its footprint. Like there's a bookstore that kind of goes under one spot, but it feels like a really big, like, weed or mushroom kind of choking out all the other life in this section. And there is one spot where there's sort of a roll-up steel entrance and exit. You take some time, consult your notebook, and you're able to translate the writing on it. It says processing. and you're fairly certain that's the route that you need to take to get you as close to Jordan and Jovan as possible.
I'm going to propose that Jordan is doing something that I think he would just do without knowledge of what's going on. I think he's singing like "Nobody knows the trouble." Something.
I don't think you can be
Go
heard from
down,
outside.
Joseph.
Okay, he's still doing that, whether or not that helps. But I was just
Yeah.
wondering if that might.
He somehow
a question.
materializes a mug and starts running it across the floors.
Or I guess Sushi has a question.
Okay.
Can Sushi see any sort of signs of like there being new recruits?
And neither
This
of your
is great.
characters are with
I
you.
love that question. I don't think so. In fact, I think you see the opposite. There is a sign. That's the wrong vibe. That'll be good. You see a sign, like a propaganda poster, and it says, Rangers are born, not made. And it shows like a stylized set of vats, and like modifications being made to a person in order to turn them into a ranger. So, as far as new recruits go, I don't think that's a viable option.
So donate to your local police clone vats today.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay, because Sushi had an idea. They might go
there's
through it anyway.
another poster nearby that says "Justice is blind and deaf too," and it shows a bunch of people like in cells, giving what seem like to you all very reasonable reasons why they should not be there, and then like an officer walking by, twiddling their keys around their finger, ignoring all of those. They have earplugs in as well.
Okay. Because like, oh, okay, no, you
No,
keep going.
You finish up. You finish up. I thought you were done. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say above the table, like Sushi was gonna do the audacious, like, put on minion suit and pretend you two are new prisoners.
So you have an ability that I think allows you to like mimic other minions, right?
I have a gear that just gives me a straight up minion suit.
Yeah, you could do that. But it's not
You just
like
have to
the
bring-
rest of the crew could do it with you.
Yeah,
And you
I'm all for splitting the party more.
cause like I was thinking like Sushi could like don the minion suit and like take the two in as like prisoners
That works
to the
too.
lockup. So like that above the table. That's the
Yeah, that's a lovely plan.
It's like, okay, so I think Sushi just sort of like is like, I have an idea, and you like watch it like Sushi pulls out like what looks like this. I think what it looks like is actually a sketch. Like that's
Where?
Can you cover the tail?
Don't
there's like a
ask.
big like like so Sushi's like wearing like this weird like astro suit, right?
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And I think it's like
a
sort of
space harness.
so like instead of like paws pulling it out, I think it's like Sushi's tail just sort of like whips into like this little like hidden slot, pulls out what looks like just a straight up like stick figure picture drawing of one of those RoboCops, and just goes, "I have an idea."
All right. I think that's a good spot for us to fade to black and take our first break.
This definitely counts as a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We will see you all momentarily. Don't move that dial. We love you. We love your eyeballs. We love your ears. And we will be right back to entertain them a little bit. Take a break. Stretch. We'll see you soon. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The World Within You. If you follow our program on the regular, you know that we dedicate the halfway point of our show, or at least the moments after our first break, to charity and to making the world a better place. Because not only do we have these ideals out on the screen, we want to see them become reality and introduce you and our listeners in general to charities and organizations that are living up to our ideals. So this week, we're going to have Leona introduce our charity.
Absolutely. Thank you. Our charity this week is the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, or the PCRF. Just because that continues to be a thing, no matter Olympics or not. Palestine deserves to be free and is continuing to suffer. We continue to see that in the news media, and that is a hell of an example of a police state that is doing some bad stuff. So, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, and we appreciate any donations that we can get to the Palestine Relief Fund to continue to free Palestinians from the actions of the IOF. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. And we're going to bring it back in to our game, but not first without acknowledging our good friend, Milan, is back with us. We knew he was on his way. We knew they were on their way, excuse me. And let's give them a second to introduce themselves, their character, and tell us about when Jovan's relationship with the police changed and from what to what.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think let's start with my introduction. Hello, my name is Milan. I'm playing Jovan. They do rhyme, but don't worry about that. From the depths of traffic in Southern California, I have finally made it home, here to play the Heretic playbook for you. Using they them pronouns for both of us. And to answer the question, I think for a long time, Joe was always a little aware of like the concept of policing in the United States, because it's kind of you can't not be as the person that Joe is. But definitely fell on the axiom of, there are a lot of bad cops, but there are good cops too who are really trying to make a difference. And then one time, let's say freshman year of high school, Jovan was sitting at home, and their uncle had invited over a few friends, including a cop friend that Jovan had known since they were a kid, family friend, And it was late in the night, they were drinking, Jovan was still up, like just doing some homework in the other room, and just heard the way that this person spoke about their job and the people they were supposed to be quote-unquote protected serving really shattered the illusion of like, oh, in my mind, this was a good cop. And if this is what you really think without a filter, what does that say for everyone else? If this is the kind of person that is held up as a pillar of the community. And I think that really made them very critical of the entire institution, rightfully.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So let me set a little bit of the stage for you, because at the end of last episode, Jovan had fallen unconscious after getting shot with a laser. Can't be good for your body. You've woken up in a very like sterile white facility. Think not Andor specifically, but like the holding cell for Princess Leia in A New Hope kind of vibe. You're in this kind of sunken room. You don't really have any eyes out of here, but everything is this like white plastic color. And you wake up and it's just you and Jordan. What's going on in your head? What are you thinking? How are you feeling? Go.
I think first thing is like at least a couple of grunts of pain and like checking damage. You said it's a laser. Did that cause any sort of laceration or anything? Like,
so I think the power of the void is such that like you feel a knot that goes through you. And like it hurts on your bones in a way that I don't know, that can't physically be possible. But when you go to touch it, there's a hole there, and you remember there being a hole and some blood when you got hit. But through the magic of the castle, it's all there, it's all working. It just hurts like a bitch.
so I do have but I do have like a bloody shoulder, or at least dried by now or something.
If you've got like an undershirt or something on, there's like blood on it. It's singed. It smells
Cool.
bad. Maybe like the only thing that's like really permanent and would follow you out of the castle is that there's no hair there. It's like very raw skin.
I mean, if it, yeah,
Like not even, you know how like the underside of your arm has like a little bit of hair on it, but like it's nothing. Sticky
So
to
there,
the finger.
but there is. I do feel the full effects while I'm here in the castle. Is what
Yeah.
I'm essentially. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh fucking hell!
Yeah. Jordan's not looking up. I think visually it would be very striking in that without his jacket, he's just dressed all in black. And he's just sitting there, hands, like head in hands, knees to elbows, just not moving. You just get, yeah.
What? Did they split us? Sorry, my head is still swimming. I might have. Feels like I fractured something. Did we all get captured?
Nah, just you and me, because I didn't look where I was going. Walked right into a police station.
Huh. Okay. Which means help could be on the way, and we don't have to bust out of here on our own.
If they're smart, they're not.
I mean, I would call all of them smart, but I also think that they wouldn't leave us here. For better or worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Jordan is uncharacteristically not chatty. Because I have 4 out of 5 conditions. Dear God.
Hey, can we trigger hangout moves while we're...
Let me think about that for a minute.
I mean, technically they're just hanging out, really, in a jail cell.
I don't think this is hangout. But ironically, I do think, in a sense, you have found shelter, and I won't make you roll for it.
Cool.
Yeah, nothing is immediately attacking you. Yeah, feel free to take the find shelter move, as if you had rolled with a hit.
All right. Well, I know what I'm picking. I would like to comfort another rebel, and I'm just gonna go sit. I'm gonna sit just directly next to Jordan, and I think Joe would know this based on our friendship. Is Jordan like a touchy-feely kind of guy? Like, would he
Yeah.
appreciate the gesture of an arm around the shoulder?
Yeah, he's got a lot of siblings and very little room in his house. He's used to
Very
physical
hesitantly,
affection.
because Joe's not one of these kinds of people, but does put an arm around your shoulder and is like, hey, I really appreciate you sticking by me.
There's a small smile because it is helping. I think the condition I will heal is angry. I feel like this is like I'm still cowed, overwhelmed, insecure because of all that, but I'm just a little less angry. Just, yeah, we just got you back. I wasn't about to let you go. And I feel like Jovan, they would know even without having to ask, just because Jordan normally has all this ephemera on him of like the sword and the charm and the jacket, and without it, his clothes look quite plain. That it's like, yeah, he's expended everything to this point.
I'm assuming my weapon got taken, right?
What was your weapon again?
It's
Unstable blaster,
basically
yeah.
a prism contraption that generates light.
If it's a contraption, I would say yes. You
It's a
don't have your
doohickey.
weapon right now. I will say, I don't think you're like powerless in here. There's you still have the power of the void behind you, in a very real sense. No, the saxophone is too romantic. We're not there yet.
Need some trombone instead.
Yes, the least romantic instrument.
Get some tuba in there.
This is also quiet
Ooh,
safety.
tuba
That's
hot.
better.
Mhm.
Okay. You still have the power of the void, so like any of your shadow moves potentially still work here. Depending on what your gear is, if it's like obviously a weapon, I think it might have been taken. But yeah. I think you have a little bit more than nothing, and you're still as powerful as you are in the castle. I think though, before there is an opportunity to do anything, the door opens. And there was a little, like, 1.5 foot tall sheep person. Itty bitty. Grandma energy. Maybe even a character that one of you, like, interacted with in a previous scene. And they're kind of like bloop, tossed inside the cell with the two of you, and she looks dazed. Oh no!
Is this like clearly an old woman?
That's all of the energy that you're getting. Yes.
Cool. Jovan stands up at this point, and even with like a busted arm, like just like, "Are you all right?" and like tries to help her into the bench.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I was in the town square, and I think I got a little rowdy.
Oh. Yeah. There was some sort of disturbance. They got a lot of people. Like us, we were definitely not doing anything.
Well, everyone was yelling, and I thought I should yell too. I don't know how I found myself here. Oh,
Someone put a red
no.
jacket on me.
Someone put a red jacket on me. I felt. Everybody turned and started booing me and hitting me with purple metal cabbages. I can't even eat purple metal cabbages.
I prefer the orange ones too.
Me
In
too.
a deeper, fake voice. Yeah, it seems completely unfair and not at all appropriate. You are definitely the victim in this situation.
I'm telling you, I was innocent.
You
Uh.
still are.
Thank you too. Thank you both. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Is there anything the two of you want to do, before I cut away?
I have a question for Jovan.
Mm-hmm.
That is more of a Game Maestra question. Are lockpicks clearly a weapon that perhaps Jovan would or would not have? Would they still have that
So
if it's hidden enough?
normally, that's a good question for the GM. I did expend them already.
Never mind.
I don't remember you getting them back either.
Yeah. I did not end up having enough void to also pay for those.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say no lockpicks. Still expended, unfortunately.
Now theoretically, we could do magic about it. I am the magician.
Want to do magic about that?
It does roll a stat that I'm not the best at. No, actually, wait. I upped my coins, so I'm actually pretty good at improvised magic.
Wow.
But before that, did you end up doing your shelter move?
Oh yeah, you get one too.
Yeah, all I really have is I can kick back and relax, explain how, and anyone who joins you erases a condition.
Sorry, no,
No,
that's
that's,
not your find shelter. That's your hangout move. If
then
you
yeah,
have a shelter move on your character, you can do that. Or you can comfort another rebel, healing one of their conditions, or encourage another rebel, intensifying their crew covenant.
Yeah, then I think perhaps the conversation we already had would be encouraging another rebel, because I don't know that Jovan actually has any conditions.
I still don't. Yeah.
I'm just Jordan, to the effect saying like, yeah, we're never going to leave you behind. I just got you back.
So Jordan is now an intense covenant.
Anyway, I think that's it.
Okay.
Jordan's just biding his time until he sees a chance to get out of here.
Giovanna, are you gonna make a little of your own fate?
I could potentially. I'll say this in character. Remember that time I grew wings?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome, actually, now I think about it.
I can do something similar. It's kind of weird. Okay. I can make another weapon. I can get like a temporarily ability, which was flight, like I did last time, or something else. Like, I don't know. We'll see. Pick locks without lockpicks. Maybe I could transform my hand or something. Or I can just give us a protection spell.
With the knowledge that there's another person in the cell, I do feel like perhaps we can say that we were trying to keep that quiet, this conversation.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Then it would be, well, I think you're right about our friends, so I would say either get ready to open that door, or if we get the chance for the door to open, I might be able to make sure I can get out of here, and open it the rest of the way for you. And then maybe that protection will go better. I'd say hold it in reserve. I don't know that we need that right this second. I think we gotta maybe bide our time a second.
All right, yeah.
I mean, I'll follow your lead if you want to try and get out of here right now, but that's up to you. Because I have nothing to do other than wait for something.
True. I'll hold on, and if necessary, I think I can kind of make your sword again, pretty much. It'll be temporary. I have an idea, just in case we get into a scrap.
Yeah, keep your you worry about your weapon. I also have, like I said, one more trick.
Before we move away from this scene, you two both notice that the little sheep lady has started like shivering in the corner and muttering to herself a little bit. And nothing really seems to change that. So you do what you can for her, maybe put like a blanket around her or something, and continue discussing your plans of escape. And her muttering gets quieter and quieter. I think that is where we're going to switch over to the rest of our crew. So, you three. Because I know Milan doesn't know what you're up to. Please describe the scene as you enact stage 1 of your plan.
Bold of you to assume there's more than one stage.
Bold of you. I think if you guys don't mind me taking liberties with this scene,
Please.
that stick figure.
Uh-oh.
Right is
Back to that
Sword lines,
scene,
apparently.
and you watch. Oh,
Wait,
oh no.
sorry. Go back.
you cut
You
it.
said
Start over.
that
Start
stick,
over.
and then we missed the rest.
Okay. I said if you don't mind, I think we freeze frame back to the scene that we exited on, and we watch as the sort of stick figure picture, sort of expands over Sushi's form. And, well, there's now a RoboCop where Sushi used to be.
What visual indication is there for the audience that this is in fact Sushi and not just a normal RoboCop? I'm not gonna penalize you for this. I just want, in the show, the anime, whatever. How can we tell?
I think so instead of like that streamlined face, you see like sort of like two very small indentations where ears are supposed to be, like kind of like boop, and then like out the back there's a very 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 tiny poof like coming out of like the pants of what is like supposed to be like it's like a tail has been like bunched in.
Their visor has a layer of dust, and someone has put cat whiskers into the dust like an old car.
Yeah, like somebody had like it's exactly that. Like there's like some kind of like chalk dust, like debris dust actually from like the bazaar. That's like, and like in the shape of cat whiskers.
Nice. All right. Tell me what you're doing.
And I think Sushi sort of like is sort of unsteadily trying to get used to walking on two legs instead of one, but they sort of like pat through their pockets and pull out what looks like handcuffs. Just sort of unsteadily walks over towards Neela and just put your can right, and just like puts
Neela just like very resignedly just like sticks out her hands, like she's gone from angry to cowed, and is technically still angry and cowed, but it's just kind of like exhausted. Like she's just kind of like, yeah, okay, like I guess this is the best we're getting, right?
This
like,
is the plan.
this is the plan. Like, okay, fine, this is the plan. Like she's not gonna fight it.
And like Sushi's like trying to. Sushi does not have opposable thumbs, and Sushi's like starting to work like with these like opposable thumbs, and it's just like, You guys don't understand how good you have it. Like flicks the handcuffs like semi-closed, and then turns around, almost falls flat because they're used to having a tail to counterbalance them before like. It's weird because they're walking semi-gracefully, but at the same time teeter-tottering like they're a little bit drunk over to Scott.
There's a sequence in Final Fantasy VII where Red 13 puts on a uniform of somebody from Soldier, and he just spends this whole sequence walking back and forth on like the deck of the boat, looking like a drunk sailor. And that's what I'm imagining is happening here.
Yeah, and it's just hands. Put your hands up. That's the thing people say, right? The police. You. Hands.
In her head, Neela doesn't mention this to Sushi, but she knows how good they have it with the opposable thumbs because she hides the treats from Sushi in a drawer.
Scott holds out his hands, and just to spite Sushi, he goes like, "Oh, you mean these?" And just like starts wiggling his thumbs.
Sushi like snaps the cuff around one hand, yanks it behind, and like not as gently puts your hands behind your.
Now you're getting it.
All right, you are now my prisoners. What's the word?
Yes,
Captives?
Close enough.
No.
close enough.
Detainees.
We're criminals. Got it.
And so she's going to start I guess just marching these two towards the intake.
Hey. Yeah, you bring them into the processing area. They sit down for a couple minutes. And you kind of bring them up to a window with another robot on the other side. Because Adam Cook is great at gender roles, this is the same robot, but it has you know the movie Robots, where some of the robots have boobs for no reason and like lipstick. This is like one of the cop bots, blank face, lipstick, and then just like sphere.
They're extra battery units, obviously.
I fucking wish, bro. I fucking wish the memories were battery units, okay? That'd be amazing for my life. God damn. Anyways, getting back.
And I think
2 Ds each.
Oh!
I think what Sushi says when she walks up to the I guess to the counter is not doesn't understand any of the subtext here. Is just kind of like, oh hey, it like is almost distracted because it's like, oh hey, like they're balls, I can play with them. And then for like
Sushi! No!
Phrasing.
No!
I just no.
Sushi does not understand subtext at all. And she's going to like copy a line.
Stop.
Sushi copies a line that like she word for word heard the last time she walked. Like she had been on a like I guess like walking past a TV with like one of those cheesy cop shows. It just goes 2 more for the lockup.
What is the charge?
These
$6.50.
miscreants were Atsushi like pauses.
Calibrate
Vandalizing the
your
bazaar.
oratory sensors before you speak.
It's like, ahem, they were committing vandalism in the bazaar.
Vandals! And the secretary bot, like, writes vandals, and then looks at each of you and goes, like, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
I hate
eyeballs.
Stamp us?
Oh my god! I just
No, like,
like,
she
Neela-
winks with one eye each, and, like, that's how they do the camera processing.
Ugh. Neela looks so mad. Like like there is metaphorical steam coming out of Neela's ears. She hates all of this. And if
Mouth
she ever
opens.
meets this man, she's going to rip him apart.
So there's not an obvious join where like the like lipstick mark is, but like the robot opens a little bit, and then like 2 Polaroids come out of like a section near the mouth, and has to like shake them as a part of this, and then affixes them to the processing form.
I'm gonna kill this man. I don't know why, but this is so infuriating.
Take them to cell 24, and then removes one of the spheres and stamps the paper, and puts it back, and it says detention approved, with a big red rubber stamp.
Does Sushi get
Are we
hand
okay? Are we
before?
okay? I'm doing a bit, but I don't actually want you upset.
No. I'm like in character upset. I'm not out of
Okay.
character upset.
Okay.
Like
I
this
was
is
like, I
so
hope this isn't
infuriating.
expert
No,
territory.
This is great. This is great. No, nowhere near X-Card territory. It's so good because it's so upsetting. Like you're doing such a
Okay.
good job that because you
Great.
keep pushing the button and you just keep pushing it. And I'm just like, oh my god.
Does
I've
Sushi?
watched the movie from the 80s.
Yeah.
It's like
it's
Sushi
like
get the forms.
It's infuriating in the good way. You know what I mean?
Great, good, okay. The secretary bot puts the form into like a very overstuffed like inbox processing thing, and did you ever go to the bank back when they had those vacuum tubes? This was a very popular thing in office buildings at one point. You would physically use vacuum tubes to like send messages to different parts. You hear the like, but also like the tearing of paper as a bunch of those documents just like end up going somewhere you don't know where. They're being processed. And as
Put in the round
You're-
file folder.
you're free to figure out where they went. I promise it won't be upsetting.
Process. We'll see if they ever actually do.
Promise.
Eh.
The there's also like a loud buzzing as like a door opens nearby. And you're like, there is a cell open on D block. And you're kind of like encouraged to take them in a that-away direction. Oh, and before you return to patrol, you should have your locomotive unit recalibrated. You have wobbly steps.
And I think Sushi just sort of says, acknowledged it was damaged in the melee. And like just tries to emulate the sound very, very poorly. There's like a bit of a purr to it.
Violent criminals. Ka-choo, ka-choo. New form approved. Sentence extended. And it's added to a fresh inbox that hasn't been sucked away yet.
I think Sushi sort of I think says, I'm afraid those the melee criminals I was unable to apprehend.
Unknown criminals. And then, God, how long do I want to keep this bit going? Ka-chip, ka-chip. Prints out wanted posters this time,
Oh my god!
but it's just using your two faces.
Hey!
Wait, why are we wanted? We're already arrested.
Use your brain, lady.
What's you criminal types tend to run in groups.
Just move on. I can't say anything because I'm in the scene, but like in your head, Jordan is like, just take the credit. It's work. Just keep going. Y'all need to know when to stop a bit.
If Mila was a cat, she would be bristling, but she is also like just kind of like really like trying to like it's a robot. There's no sense there, so she's just like. Ugh. No point trying to reason with a bot.
I'm trying to capture the we will find somebody to fit the charges that haven't stuck yet.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You
That's
are,
the
you are
reality.
Yeah. Is this okay? Tell me if you just want us to go through. But can I try to reach out to this secretary lady?
You are welcome to. I'm curious what your motivation there is, but
Like, this just feels. How do I put it? Okay. So, like, I don't think Sushi really understands the nuance behind a lot of this. Especially sort of like the indignity of, like, charges not being like especially for I think the most that Sushi really gets is that, like, hey, these guys shouldn't be charged with this, and I'm not sure why you're doing this. Can you explain to me?
go
Is
ahead
it-
and roll reach out. Yeah, sure. You were asking that question over break, Leona. This is like the kind of thing that you could do.
Oh no, I missed. I rolled a 1.
This is why
Oh
the
my-
voice of Jordan says, you should just let it be. You succeeded.
I think Mila will be the voice of Jordan in this case, and she'll be like, "It's fine. Just let us go to our prison cell, jail
I mean, we
meister."
I think the response is questioning the order, questioning the law, and you see smoke coming out of the sides of the head. Disciplinary report. Disciplinary action will be taken when you are having your gyroscope tuned. And they look at your badge number and they print out a discipline report in the same way. They grab the other half sphere. And it says, what's that? It says for re-education, and puts that in the same like folder as like the criminal charge papers.
Very confused and also a little bit annoyed right now. Just turns around and wobblingly pushes our Neela and Scott into
Neela's like,
through the
"Subtle-
detention block.
Subtle nudging in me, like, "Hey, let's just get out of here," you know?
Sushi is very confused. Sushi is very annoyed. Sushi is a little frustrated right now. Does not understand.
Oh,
I feel like very appropriately that you can sort of see like a little bit of steam coming out of like the little tiny vents of Sushi's ears where she's just very like, this does not compute.
As we're walking, Neela will mutter under her breath. I understand. I'll explain later. Like, she has her head down low, kind of, so she just kind of, like, tilts slightly over to the side, just to, like, murmur it so she can hear it, and just, like, for now, let's stick with the plan.
Like, there's like a little grumble of Sushi going, I thought you humans like questioning things.
They're not gonna listen to you here.
Okay. I'm going to ask you, Sushi, as you are in the lead here, to travel the labyrinth.
Alright.
The police station is its own subset of the labyrinth, as demarcated by the shift in texture, the shift in tone, the shift in all sorts of things. So, yeah. Good
Okay.
news, you get to roll with +1, unless you mark void, in which case you get to roll with +3. Yeah.
I'm going
I feel like we might need
to.
the +3.
I'm going to cause myself problems and mark void to roll with +3.
I'm gonna laugh so hard if this doesn't work.
It's a regular roll, right? No advantage.
Yeah, no advantage here.
Mod +3. We're gonna submit. That's a 9. Thank goodness.
We haven't seen a single strong hit this session, and that's wild to
No.
me. Okay.
Without the 9, we'd have a miss. Or without the +3, that'd be a miss. Cause I rolled another 1. That's a 5 + 1 + 3.
A 7 is a hit, isn't it?
Yeah. You had a +1 anyways.
So you
Oh,
still
right.
get
It would be +1 anyways. You're right.
Okay. I'm gonna say, you all find, you all make your way through the castle, and specifically through this police station. You end up yeah, that's fine. On your way to the cell blocks where you presume your friends are being held. This is the wrong vibe. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That seems more like it. Oh god. There we go. On your way there, you come across a room that says paperwork in great big letters. And it doesn't appear that there's anybody guarding it. It seems like a good opportunity, potentially. It says like authorized personnel only, but there's no obvious like thing preventing you from going in there. And it seems like a good opportunity to kind of pull the curtain back on the vassal. Do you go in?
I support going in. I am the watcher after all. This seems like a good way to gather information.
Neela, your vote.
I'm not getting any sound from you, Leona.
Uh-oh. It seems like your mic may have fudged up.
Got some feedback when you bumped that, but I still can't hear
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Okay. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna pause this right here. And we're gonna cut over to our friends in the cell for a minute. The two of you are in the cell discussing your next move. When Uh, when all of a sudden there is the little old goat sheep lady starts like growling, and the lights go from that like overhead kind of pale blue white of like a hospital, and they shift suddenly into red. And you watch, the both of you, as her form starts shaking and shuddering. Uh, her skin seems like stretched taut, and in a not gory, but more like almost comic book manner, you see a second muzzle kind of like start to protrude from the inside. We heard that.
Okay.
You see a muzzle start to protrude from the inside, and claws start to poke at the edges of fingertips until pop, pop, pop. The little old lady that was in the cell with you has turned into something more like a wolf.
I
The
see
wolf in
what you
sheep's
did
clothing.
Yeah. We can talk about what this reveals about the vassal in a minute. But you're in a tiny room, and there is a very violent wolf in there with you, looking to beat the crap out of the both of you.
To Javon, open the door immediately to the wolf. Hey! Just starts like waving its face. What's the deal, man? I'm having a grumpy day too, you don't see. And I'm trying to step in the opposite direction of the door just to get the wolf to look at me and not Javon. Since Javon's the one who can open the door.
I guess I'll try my castle move. When you improvise a ritual to protect from danger, grant a temporary ability, or make a potent weapon. Temporary ability. Sure, cool. I know what I want to do. I'm gonna trace runes on the floor in like alchemical symbols, culminating in the infinity in the center. And I'd like to grant myself short range.
Do you have like a eyeliner or some kind of makeup that you're using? Like,
I'm using my blood. I've got an open wound. I'll just like grab some. I was gonna describe it a little more, but we don't need to. Just get some of that going and just draw on the floor. If this is a valid temporary ability, can I do short range teleporting to like?
You can do short range teleporting. You can phase through walls. You tell me what you're doing.
I like short range teleporting. I want to be like I'm thinking about X-Men recently.
Yeah. Okay. So are you teleporting like outside the cell?
I'd like the ability to. Well, the idea is I want to be able to like then grab Jordan and blink, essentially the both of us outside of the cell. That's the temporary ability I want.
Okay.
I gotta roll for this to see if it works.
Oh, yeah. Also, if you need a little more, I have something I could expend to kinda help, but only if he succeeds. If they succeed, excuse me.
Okay.
We got Siobhan.
Let's this feels like getting the two of you out of this cramped space without also having the wolves come with you feels like a flow like water to me. So roll plus wands.
All right. So the castle move that I'm using is the Magician's Arcana. Should I roll for that to see if I can get it and then also roll the wands?
Do you have to roll for that move, or does it just let you do
that one's a coins roll.
Okay, go ahead and do that first.
All right. Regular roll. Weak hit. On a hit, it works for the delve. On a 7 to 9, the architect gives your magic a weakness, quirk, or unintended side effect. This.
Oh no.
We're teleporting somewhere. Who knows?
Okay, so it is no more then 6 feet, and you have to see where you're going.
Cool. That works, I guess. Keep it distracted, I guess. So can I blink the both of us, or am I gonna have to go from the outside and unlock it there?
I'm gonna say, if you want to blink the both of you, it's going to be you two, like... I'm gonna make you do a dodge and then a flow like water to do this.
I'll try.
Okay.
Well,
The person who needs to dodge is Jordan.
Perfect. And thankfully, I do not have disadvantage to this. Come on. Yes!
Is that a weak hit? Nice.
Yep.
On a 7 to 9, pick 2. You're separated from your allies. You stumble, gaining fleeting disadvantage, or you leave something valuable behind.
I have nothing left to value, so it's the other two, but don't worry about it. If you can give me even a small opening to get through that door, I can get through. I think that
Cool.
Jordan just get out and crack the door open, man, as Jordan has just dodged away. Although I would also, not to get myself more hurt to do this right, I would like to use a shadow move. I was never here. When you successfully dodge Mark Void to leave a duplicate in your place and distract the enemy. If I do that, am I still separated? Or will that not help
I
me?
will make you do a flow like water before Jovan does a flow like water.
Does Giovanni
You're in a
do
tiny
like-
space. You're in a really
Yeah.
small space.
That's why I'm
So
asking
it's-
if that helps me or not. Because if not, I have something that I don't have to roll for that will get me to where I need to go, if it's even remotely feasible. So I'd rather only spend 1 resource and not 2 to do that.
Okay, do the thing that makes you only spend 1 resource.
That's
A
only if you can get the door
duplicate
open.
in a tiny room is
Yeah, the duplicate was a question.
Yeah.
I can do the moon castle move, but I need it to be feasible for me to escape this cell for that to work.
okay.
Jovan needs
So
to
it
get
sounds
to the
like
other side and
it's
crack the door open.
Jovan's go.
Yeah.
Okay. So the flow like water, is it to get the both of us out, correct? At
Now
this
it's
point?
only to get you out because you're separated.
Got it.
Without accidentally taking the wolf with you.
Well, if I accidentally take the wolf with us, let's see. Okay, whatever. Wands, not great. I bumped that down. Weak hit.
Weak hit, so.
On a 7 to 9, pick 1. You're where you need to be. Danger doesn't follow you, or another rebel can take the trip with you. I think I'm picking another rebel can take the trip with me, and
Great.
yeah. So I'm gonna get us
You
out
just
of the
reach
cell.
beneath the wolf's
Yeah,
like,
I think
feet and just grab me by the ankle or something.
if to make it a little bit more action movie, I think the wolf is like rearing up, and I just slide beneath the legs, grab the hem of your like pants, and then just poof.
Unfortunately, you didn't pick Danger Doesn't Follow You. So
No, I didn't.
It's grab, poof. And you're outside of the cell with a wolf.
Prison riot? Should we just go open all the cells?
Run, and then we're gonna get out of there. It's like too many thoughts. I'm just gonna try and.
To get out of there, you need an opening.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, sorry to say, that is how combat works here.
What if the plan is to simply be out of?
What if we just
swinging
beat up
range?
this old woman?
No, hear me out.
I didn't mean it like that.
Old woman.
Wolf
It
person.
seems like a completely different person.
I think actually Jordan's plan is not to lose the wolf, to have a wolf person that's very angry following them and just be just far enough to not get hit. But that it might be useful to have a very dangerous looking wolf person right behind them that looks way more dangerous than us.
Cool. You spot the way out. I'll deal with I'll deal with what the heck's the name from the movie? I don't remember. Lon Chaney? That sounds right. And I'm gonna try and pressure the wolf
Do
to
not
focus
know.
on me.
What movie are you referencing here?
That's George's reaction. It's like, I have no idea what movie. Pressure them. I don't know.
Lon Chaney is an actor, not the actual character, but
I also don't know.
dumb joke. Okay, I'm gonna try pressure. It's a plus swords roll.
Yeah, it's a plus swords roll.
All right. Strong hit, finally.
Damn.
Hey, okay. So tell me how you're attacking.
Cool. I think no weapon. One arm's like kind of weak. I'm going in for kicks. I think I'm gonna jump up and just try and like kick it in the back while it's looking at Jordan to just upset it. I'm not trying to do damage. I don't think that's even feasible here. And then I just want to like, essentially, when it starts to turn over, just grab a tuft of fur and just try and yank it out to just upset this thing.
Okay. So on a 10 plus, you get to pick 2, expose an opening on them, pin them in place, preventing them from moving, or give an ally a window to act freely.
I'm gonna take the opening and give an ally the window to act freely,
Great.
so that we can potentially escape.
Then yeah, I think we just flee. Like, I don't
Yeah.
really feel angry at Wolf Grandma. That she has every right to be upset. We just
You are going to take a hit here, Jovan.
Yeah.
I need you to push through the pain.
Sounds good. I have no conditions marked, so that's a +0. There's no button for it, so I'll just roll 2d6. 3, which is a failure, which is good.
That's great. Don't forget to mark XP. You're winded, but you're getting out of there.
Oh god, this arm really fucking hurts.
Cool. The two of you scamper down some hallways. The rest of the crew,
Zoom back in on Neela saying, "What if it's a trap?"
oh, is that what you were saying?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Is what if it's a trap?
Before the cut, it was like her mouth was muffled, just whoa, and so we cut back to the actual line.
Well, so that's 1 for, 1 for, 1 against.
You're the tiebreaker, Sushi.
Curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity killed the cat, and Sushi's gonna live up to it.
Okay. So you open the door, and what you see is you have to stop yourself from falling in, as the space in front of you is a pit. Hundreds of thousands of forms, just like the ones that you saw in the office, are covering what is basically just like a big empty room. Nobody is touching these things. Nobody is paying attention to them.
Remember when I said processing?
Processing.
Throwing in
So-
the garbage is a process.
Here's the upshot of the move. This reveals something about the vassal, a hidden truth. He has no idea how the justice system works. Like a lot of people. Like, he thinks person do bad thing, person go to jail for bad thing. They are in prison and they are no longer a problem. Unless they come back out, and then they are a problem again. And he has dedicated his life to doing law enforcement without a nuanced understanding of the forces involved, or even the process by which somebody is incarcerated. And while maybe that is not an exact feeling that resonates with you, that unwillingness to be curious and engage in something meaningfully reveals something painful about each of you to yourself. What is it?
Is the question like a time when we were unwilling, or is it just like us seeing this thing and how that makes us reflect on ourselves?
Yeah, it reveals something like looking at this.
Mhm.
You feel yourself reflected in it, but not exactly in a one-to-one sense. Something about you feels uncomfortably like this. What is it? What is a thing that you chose to stay blind to?
I got to think about that one.
If we don't have answers right off the top, there is also in this room a think of how to describe this. There was like a video cassette box off in one corner. And there's something that draws you to that. And you think, that might be worth taking out of here.
I assume we're gonna go towards it and grab it, even if I don't know if we're gonna watch it right away, if we're just gonna grab it and go. But I think,
if you want to grab it, you're gonna have to make your way to it, and that's gonna be a little bit more complicated.
Okay, so maybe not that yet, but I can give you Neela's answer for now, while everyone else is still deciding and debating. And I think for Neela, her optimism is her blindness. Like, she believes, yeah, she is a woman of color who, is aware of the way things are in the world, and that's why she does graffiti. But all of her art is inherently optimistic. It's bright colors, it's vibrant, it's joyful. It's never sad or dark or moody. And similarly, even when she's wrong, she just always has this overwhelming sense of optimism. Like, surely it can't be that bad, right? Like, surely, like, it's hard for her to kind of
look grief and difficult things in the eye.
Yeah, and like, it's hard for her to to look those things in the eye, to like hear that call of the void. Like, I think that's almost why the void is so attractive to her, is because it's just like, no, here's this other way of looking at the world that you don't normally look at it through. And yeah, she normally doesn't pay attention to that, and then suddenly she was confronted with it by the void. But it's just one of those things where she's like, she sees the world through a very optimistic and very bright and cheerful way, and always believes the best in people, even if that's not necessarily always true. Even this person, they're a piece of shit, obviously, but there's always going to be a small part of her that hopes that maybe they aren't. You feel me?
Yeah.
Scott, do you have something? Or... Because I have something.
I think I have something, but you can go.
Okay. I think... Like, Sushi grew up a cat. And I think cats are pretty self-centered. But I think for Sushi specifically, and it's something that I think got highlighted recently with her... How do I put it? Recent foray with Horus, is that she doesn't really think her actions through, or at least doesn't consider how that might hurt someone else. It's more action first, figure out what that means later. Or maybe doesn't even bother figuring out what that means at all.
Mood.
Yeah. There's sort of an unwillingness to look at unintended consequences.
Yeah. Unless it smacks her right in the face, like with Horus.
All right. Scott.
I think for Scott, despite being the Watcher and definitely like having seen all kinds of injustice, I think what Scott realizes is that he's always been hesitant to confront it directly. Like he'll channel what he sees into like his graffiti or the music he writes as a way of speaking out, but it's harder to directly speak up when he sees it happening in front of him.
Yeah. He's the Watcher, so it's being able to see clearly, but not always being able to speak or act. Am I capturing that right?
Yeah.
Wasn't sure if you were making a face of like, oh, about that. Good. Okay. You see this cassette on the far side of the room. There is enough paperwork. I don't know if you can drown in paper, but there is a sea of paper between you and those tapes. If y'all want it, y'all have to get it. How would you do it? Or is it not worth it? Playing with an open hand here, the sea of paper is a trap that you have to deal with.
If nobody else has an idea, can I pitch something for Sushi?
I have an idea.
Go for it.
I have a fleet of small drones that I can control. What if we just try and get the cassette across the sea of paper without having to cross it? Can that be a way of trying to disarm the or skirt around the trap?
Is that some gear that you have?
That's my weapon. Yeah.
Oh, that's your weapon. Hmm. Yeah. Honestly? Okay. This seems like a power through when you're hurling your strength at the castle's obstacles. Which would be rolling plus swords. And then you would destroy an obstruction or piece of scenery. In this case, the obstruction is the paper that's sea of paper.
And swords is not my best stat. I mean, after all those ones, hopefully you'd think I'd be due for a good roll, right?
Oof.
Well, you'd be wrong.
2.
Okay. Yeah, I know what this is. So, here's the thing. You managed to do it. You do it just fine. However, you hear snarling from one direction as the tape gets into your hands and into your bag. And feet coming from the other. And you realize all of a sudden, on both sides of the hall, you were standing here for quite a while. You don't have cuffs on anymore. And now you're between the rampaging wolf that your friends set loose and a wall of RoboCops. What do you do?
And
No.
we don't see Jordan or Joe or Javon, right?
No, not
We
not
lost
at
the
this
wolf.
moment. Yeah, they lost the wolf.
Can y'all cover me?
I mean, you
And
have
jump
it
into
already.
the pit, I guess. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, you have it, right?
Yeah. You have the tape. You
Oh,
got the tape
shit.
just fine. I'm not gonna make y'all roll for that again. I think it's more interesting to just. You did it, but uh-oh. Yeah.
Fair enough. We can cover you. I think Sushi's like still in this like RoboCop form, but like, have you seen like a cartoon face of like this like shocked face? That's the cartoon robot face.
I mean, Sushi
I-
could probably like blend in.
A real oh whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would I still have my weapon? I wouldn't, would I?
Maybe Sushi was carrying it.
Yeah, I think Sushi's carrying it.
Yeah. I think it's like
Yeah.
it's probably strapped on Sushi's back.
Okay. Well, she's gonna grab it then. Because I guess it's time to fight.
Okay, what do? You grab the weapon and
Ooh. Do we want the wall or the bear or the wall or the wolf, I guess? Not the bear. Wolf. I'll take the bear in every other circumstance. What do we want to
Why
do,
make them
guys?
fight each other?
I mean, they'll fight each
Yeah,
other
there.
if you're not in the middle.
It's totally possible, but it would leave Jordan and Jovan in the hideout, or sorry, in the castle. But Sushi still has a portable hole.
What if I point at the wolf and say, the wolf did it?
Yeah.
The wolf set us free.
Just Bugs Bunny, the cops.
Yeah.
Rabbit season. Wolf season.
Wolf season.
I feel like when you grab the Naginata, I think Sushi's gonna do like a bit like of a cartoony pratfall where like the legs, right, which are definitely have been unbalanced right now. Like Sushi just like topples backwards.
Aww.
I mean,
If
if
you
we could
want,
get
like, Sushi-
behind, it'd probably be easier to get behind the wolf than behind, or the bear than behind the.
Wolf is right.
Wolf bear
Oh.
thing.
It's a wolf, not a bear.
Ah,
That was me
probably
misspeaking.
be easier to get behind the wolf than behind the horde of cops.
Wall of robots, yeah. What if we're like...
you
I
do
feel like...
also have the option to like power through is a pretty powerful move because you could just say like, oh, there's a wall. That wall's not a problem.
Why have I not been?
Maybe you don't have to
Destroy
sort of.
obstruction or piece of scenery.
Hmm.
Oh, you can also knock back and scatter a group of minions.
I see.
Well, so the power through was to get the cassette tape, though.
Yeah, but she could roll a different one to have
Oh,
a different effect.
Anyone with actually good swords want to take this one?
Alternatively, one of you
My
could try to
sword's-
perform a daring feat of athletics.
Hmm. Roll plus wands? Actually, yeah.
What you doing?
Full vault with the bike.
You read my
You gotta
mind.
pull ball.
You absolutely read my mind because I think Mila goes full ham on this and like looks at the RoboCops and goes, "The wolf set us free and is attacking us. Do your job properly," and then sticks the thing in like ground and like tries to pole vault over the wolf.
Okay. Give us
Like, she's
a
going
wand.
to-
Asked for it.
Strong hit!
Whoa! Finally!
Strong hit!
Thank you!
Hey! Only the second
Saving it
strong
all.
hit of the night.
Saving
Okay.
it all for right now.
Pick 2. You're where you need to
Took
be.
us
Danger doesn't
almost
follow
3
you.
hours.
Another rebel can make the trip with you.
Danger doesn't follow me, and another rebel can take the trip with me.
Okay.
I will leave.
Crap,
I will let
Scott.
y'all decide between the two of you. Like y'all can decide between the two of you. Well, actually,
I
Sushi's in
volunteer
costume, so
Scott.
maybe I will. Yeah, yeah. Let's grab. So I will grab Scott at the same time, and like just whoop. Now
Yeah,
we're
'cause I
behind
think
the
Sushi's-
wolf.
Yeah. 'Cause I think Sushi still looks like a bit like a landed fish right now.
Oh. But you're still in disguise, so it'll probably be okay. You can like be like,
Maybe.
get the wolf, or something. I don't know.
Do Scott and Neela leg it?
I mean, I feel like we kind of have to.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think?
I think we should at least find a place to hide. We're still here. We're still trying to find Jordan and Jovan.
Answer
Yeah.
before you do any strategizing. Just answer the question. Are you legging it?
I think we're running from this situation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. In your police outfit, you are left behind Sushi, and you're not running more than like 40 seconds before 2 intersecting paths. Boom. You're like, oh, I know those two. Oh, I know those two.
I imagine Jordan.
Jovan and
Neela
Jordan
just
join the
thunk.
party.
Jordan would bounce right off of Neela, just thunk.
Yep.
Oh, the cavalry arrived. Hello.
Wolf, big wolf.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Bad wolf.
What?
Our fault?
No.
Not our fault.
I mean, we did kind of let it out.
How do we get
were
out of here?
Running from it. You're the
the-
ones who got in.
Yeah. Also, we need to stop by the evidence locker, assuming there is one, wherever they put my stuff.
I think our freedom is worth more than you. Where's Sushi?
Pratfalling in a costume over there.
Just blending in.
Well, I need to get my thing back. I don't. Hey, I can do this now, and I teleport like a foot up, and then fall.
It's like the
Oh.
weirdest looking jump.
Yeah.
It's like an instant transmission jump.
Sorry, that wasn't cool. Let me do this, and then I teleport behind one of the other two, and then like be like, hey, I need to get my camera back.
Oh right, I get a world.
All right. Well, and then
Here. I'm feeling
Uh,
in my mind's eye. I think I get an intuitive understanding of this place. Is this a trap of the labyrinth?
Yeah. And you're going to a specific place.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sushi.
I open hand. Sushi's fine.
Okay.
So
Sushi
Sushi's
didn't
in a
make
portable
any
hole.
hostile action. But you in the background another like re-education slip gets coughed out into the giant sea of paperwork.
Do the RoboCops believe me and start chasing the wolf?
Yeah. They're
Oh, hell yeah.
trying to contain that prisoner, and it's the very cartoon like arms legs cloud of dust situation.
Beautiful.
Sushi is
every once in a while,
Able
a
to
Robocop
scoot
gets
away.
out of the dust cloud and is pulled back in by a claw.
exactly.
So my travel the labyrinth modifier, I'll mark a void. We've defeated an enforcer. Have we spent time studying the vassal?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 3 modifier. 13.
Yeah.
All right, you arrive in a controlled position, able to plan, talk, scope out the area. The evidence locker has like cops. Unlike the paperwork, Adam Cook has a very clear idea of what happens here, which is it just becomes part of their armory, essentially. And things have, like, tags on them. People are moving boxes around. Yeah.
All right.
You see your camera sticking out of a box that has just been placed on a shelf, but there are a couple of, like, studious-looking cop bots putting things away.
All right. What's the play here? Sneak in? I sneak in, I teleport in, and then teleport out? I don't know. What are we doing?
I mean, if someone doesn't immediately suggest something, Jordan's just gonna roll in with his own plan that you guys will be able to tell what the plan is immediately.
Oh no.
But he could be stopped.
Neela grabs you
Well,
by the
hold
cuff of your neck to be like, hold up,
He's like,
don't
I
do
got
that.
it.
Really quickly,
No.
actually, Game Maestra, does this count on us spying on minions of the castle unobserved?
Yes!
I would like to use my shadow move, Submersive Whisper. I'll mark a void for it. I can whisper an incendiary secret into their minds and turn them against a target of your choosing.
Okay.
I'd like to telepathically communicate to them. This precinct's gone corrupt. The Blues taking a bribe. You're the only good cops left. You gotta take them all down.
You see that them look at each other. They nod. Were you thinking what I'm thinking? And they just, like, grab a bunch of preposterous weapons. It's very, like, 80s cop flick. We're the evidence locker and we gotta defend ourselves. There's like a minute and a half of that. And then they wander down a hallway. And now you have free access to your evidence.
I didn't think that would work. Okay, let's take our stuff and anything else that looks useful. And also
Stop
anything
me.
that just looks cool.
You stopped me, but you didn't think that would. Whatever. Mine would've
Listen,
at
I'm
least got you
improvising
guys.
here.
Look.
I'm kind of always improvising.
Same. Jordan is saying this as he just is grabbing things from a shelf. He's gonna find whatever bag he can and just start, like, putting things in it. He will look for his own sword, because that's the only thing here. Everything else
In
got
my
actually munched. Maybe his
in my
jacket if it's
defense-
there, but
In my defense, most of your plans are very attention drawing as she also starts grabbing things like crazy. Like, none of this is her stuff at this point, but she's grabbing whatever weapons she can. Like, weapons, armor, shield, smoke bombs, whatever. She'll take it all.
Okay.
More smoke bombs.
Rations, whatever.
All right. You've got all the shit you might want. Tell me where you're headed.
We gotta get sushi and we gotta get out of here, and then... Should we just leave? I feel like we did a lot today.
I feel like
yeah.
we need to go home.
I need to take like 10 naps. I'm gonna be honest.
Alright,
I think we
so
all do.
what's the deal? You said Sushi was in disguise, you just put like a little stormtrooper helmet on? You're a little short for a police officer. No?
Yeah. That's the joke I would have made. I can't
I
believe
feel-
you.
Oh my god.
You two are very funny together, but I also, based on I'm mostly just improvising here that you said earlier, I imagine your high school has an improv team where it's like, if you think about it, life is improv on the t-shirt,
Oh,
and you
for
both
sure.
have one.
Jordan has one, has never joined the team. He just showed up for a few sessions and they thought he did.
There's like 3 kids in the club and they printed 20 shirts of
Is it-
sizes.
Is it Jordan, Joe, and then
Damn.
maybe the one guy from the AV club, and that's the improv team?
I think it's Joe.
If you wanna be in that team, yes.
I think it's Joe, someone from the AV team. Like, some band kid, and Jordan is unofficially in it. He's never signed up. I think that's so funny. It
Oh, yeah,
just-
you're not
he just
on the
shows up.
club sheet.
Yeah, he's there,
That's
like,
so
a lot.
We meet once a year.
Yeah,
Right.
weird. I say we just get out. Jordan, I assume, has his sword, but I don't know if anything rest of his stuff is there. And his plan is basically to have all this gear, and the first time cops try and stop him, just huck it one direction and run the other. Like, that's the whole plan.
Great.
It's, you want it, go get it.
So here's here's what I propose. Let's montage out of this police station. So each of you take a moment, describe one thing that you do, one like micro scene on your way out, and I'll do one too. There's so much chaos ensuing that you'll be able to get through just fine. Yeah. So, whoever's ready. What is one micro scene that happens on the way out of the police station? Sushi, you're welcome to join in on this because you also got a free ride from your outfit.
I have one to propose between Jordan and Sushi because I find it deeply funny. Because Jordan has no idea what Sushi's outfit, like costume, looks like. There'd be a moment of them both running around a corner into each other, and then just Jordan doing the plan I just described, and Sushi just. However, Sushi would react to that of like.
Okay, but like I
Yeah, like,
imagine
this is
there's
valuable?
at least one ball of yarn in there, so Sushi just like reflexively catches the yarn.
In that moment, Sushi? That's the scene. That's it.
Freeze frame on the very confused face.
Great. Who's next?
I think I just want to describe some more fighting. I think we run into like a small group of cops at some point, and I want to see like Joe does like a cool kick move where I teleport down onto someone, knock them down, and then like pivot and do like a push kick, like a push up off the wall vertically, and then just teleport behind into something else and land on them that way. Just like changing momentum and angles and using gravity to hit more.
Hell yeah. Oh. Who's next?
At least 2 people, maybe 3. Sushi.
I think Mila. I do want to say that Mila has actually like sincerely grabbed supplies, and we can figure out between episodes what those supplies are. But I think one of the supplies that she grabs is a can of spray paint, and she just graffitis on the wall a taste of your own medicine.
I also like the idea that like this is in between spraying over the like cameras of some of the
Oh, hell yeah.
cops that show up.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Like, but she's making it very clear. She might even write it in multiple places, like on bots, on cameras, on walls, like the taste of your own medicine, just written everywhere.
Yeah. Excellent. Scott, Sushi, what you got?
You got something, Scott?
No.
I mean, I don't really have anything except maybe a scene of how we actually get out of here because I have the portal hole.
Portal!
Yeah.
Portal!
Alright.
Scott won't take the scene. I think that it's very funny to have straight up a Scooby-Doo sequence of in and out of doors across the hallway.
Yep.
And Scott
Great.
at just one point just plod along. Like, yeah.
Or like grabbing somebody who's going to go into one of the doors that go back and forth and pushing them into another.
Actually, that's something I feel like Scott would definitely do.
God is probably like using his drones to smash cameras on the way out.
Yeah.
Oh, I
that.
love it. I
Turn them
love
all
it.
the way around so they're facing the wall.
I think, if you don't mind, I think Sushi like has, you watch as like we enter through one doorway, and then like suddenly instead of a cop that's covered in spray paint and like yarn trailing behind, it's like in one frame it's cop, in the next frame it's Sushi, except Sushi is still the same size as the cop, and like for like half a second she's on her back paws, flumps onto her front paws, and then like starts scratching at the. I think she like drags her claws across the cell doors.
Oh,
Like
when did you get here, Sushi?
It's in yeah, it's just like, oh, I've been here.
Wait, were you the police spot that was following us the whole time?
Oh my god.
No one ever.
It's like that was an inspired use of spray paint, and like Sushi, like thankfully it's not on her fur anymore. But if you spray me in the face with paint again, I will bite you. And like there's like this unholy screeching sound as like rents are clawed into the various like
Into
prisoners.
reality, if it's a portable hole, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And you said you were hopping into a portable hole?
Yeah.
Alright. Sorry, what was that? Oh, you're very
You're
quiet.
very quiet.
They're GTFOing. Great. Yeah, y'all jump through the hole. You emerge on the far side. And like you see as you're like outside the station, those two cop bots are hunkered down behind like an overturned desk, while the blue is mounted nearby, and they fist bump, they throw a grenade, boom! And then they're like, high five. And they both get obliterated in one shot.
No!
The buddy cop movie. No.
No!
Aim for the
they were
bushes,
doing-
immediately shot in the face.
They were doing so good.
What are
They weren't. It was a fool's errand.
I believe
Hey,
in
you're
that.
safe in the hideout now.
And now, yeah, y'all tumble out. Do you tumble out into the hideout or into the basement of the police station?
The portable hole goes to the hideout.
To the hideout. Great.
Thank goodness.
Okay. And I think with that,
Jordan springs from the roll fall into the couch and just no waiting. Instantly unconscious.
any other wrap up y'all want to do?
That's it.
I think I gotta talk to my caseworker.
Probably. Okay.
Mila, you're gonna get a giant tongue of like saliva all over your face
Whoa.
because like
But
you
it's
didn't mean to spray paint her, but there's still a little bit of a coating of just a little bit that Sushi hadn't noticed, but turns to look at her flank.
What, were you licking me for revenge or because you're happy to see me?
Sushi's just like, I'll leave that up to you to figure out.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess I deserved it.
Alright.
All right. And with that, so ends another episode of The World Within You. We are so overjoyed to have all of you with us here, either live as we stream on Twitch or after the fact on YouTube. I'm going to let my crew outro themselves, and then we will skedaddle on our merry way. Stay tuned, of course. Neon Lights Roleplay always loves to throw a raid over to another channel after the fact, so don't unglue your butts from those seats yet. There's plenty more entertainment to be had. Let's start with Leona.
Oh, hello, that's me. Hi, my name is Leona. I've been playing Neela today. You can find me all over the internet at the Leon Maple. That is the best place to find me. Follow me and keep up with what on earth it is that I am doing, either on the socials or theleonmaple.card.co. Yeah, that's really all I got for you. Come back next month. Let's see where this takes us.
All right. Next up, Michelle.
Hi, it's me, Michelle. I played Sushi today, and you can find me here in a week on Wednesday for her By His Shadow Peas, where we will hopefully not die. Fingers crossed. It'll be fine.
Oh boy.
It'll be fine.
Okay. Anything else? All right. We'll send it over to Milan.
Hey, I'm in Milan, also known as Mallard on the internet. That's where you can find me on Mallard Man. Well, that's gonna change at some point. I still haven't figured out a new username. Anyway, I'm not really doing much at the moment. However, I'm just gonna direct you all to make sure you follow Neon Lights again, because they do a lot of cool stuff here. There are a lot of lovely shows on this channel, and I try to watch as many as I can. But I think that's it for my outro. I've been playing Jovan tonight, and yeah.
All right. Land the Dan.
That's me. Hey, I'm Dan. I play Scott. And if you want to see more of me, I'm also in By the Shadow Peace. We'll be coming back for that next Wednesday. I also hope we don't die. Oh, and you can follow me on Twitter at Land the Dan. I post about stuff.
Things, generally.
Oh yeah. Well, I think the person next to the order can probably figure out who they are.
Yes, he can. Hello, Twitch, and hello, Internet. I have been and will always be Tate Washburn. I have been playing Jordan, the Harlequin. You can find me on Itch, Twitch, and Twitter as Tate the Terrific. It is still Twitter. I will fight Elon in the cage for the right to keep calling it that. But what you should really do is follow Neon Lights Our Play on Twitter. That is where we post about the cool shows we're going to do. That's several people work on that, and they're all funnier than me, so the Twitter is much better than mine. And you can really, should, and can join us on our Discord, where we meme, we chat, we stream, we do all sorts of things. It's where we pull players for some of our more casual games. Right now, this is the only game I am in, so you'll find me next month, but there are more games coming down the pike that I will definitely be in. So I hope to see you all soon, and I hope to be playing Jordan and other characters on this channel again very soon. Peace.
And hello, I am the Legendary Vermin, known as Legendary Vermin across the internet, on all the places on the internet that matter. You can find me on Itch, Twitch, Twitter, also known as .com. You can find me on Blue Sky. You can find me on video games, Tumblr, YouTube. I'm all over the place. You should absolutely check out the games that I make on Itch. I am working on another sizable update to No Amount of Armor right now. I know I've been saying that for a while. It was going to be an art update, but now it's going to be an art and content update. Thanks, Break. This week I have a bunch of streams going on. I have something tomorrow night over on Singularity Roleplay, where we are going to be finishing out the last episode of Camp Runner's Cross, our gay slasher movie, where the slashin' has been slashin'. Hang out with us, see how many people live, see how many people die. It'll be fun, probably. And then, of course, on Friday, you can catch me over on Bright Dystopia, where I am going to be continuing a game called The Reclaimers, where I play a homunculus, basically, made from the dismembered parts of a good friend of the party. And I'm mostly the same. Mostly. Yeah, that's everything. Check out all these fine people here. Check out the Neon Lights Roleplay Discord. And I will see you around.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. I hope Foxy tells us we're off so I don't keep doing this for so long.